Hello Internet, I'm Alex from Barefaced and we have made a pedal. It's down here, the Barefaced Machinist. I've actually got two of them today to make demoing it a bit easier because I don't have to stop and turn knobs, and hopefully I can move through really slickly. This pedal does a lot of different sounds. So what it is, it's 3 units in parallel with each other. There is an overdrive / distortion circuit and go from almost completely clean. If you turn back off the volume on your instrument, it goes clean, to really rather dirty. There is a fuzz section and there is a clean section with a low pass filter, so a device that can cut a certain amount of your highs and mids depending on how far you sweep it. And you can pre-select whether you have the clean section on or off, and then you activate the pedal by either hitting the switch for the fuzz section, hitting the switch for the, let's call it the distortion section, the overdrive distortion section, or hitting both of them if you want. And when they're on, you can also turn the clean blend on or off as well. So you've got a lot of versatility. So what I'm going to work through is some of the different settings and the sounds that come from them. I'm playing the Stingray Special. I'll do more demo videos with other basses, but I'm starting with this one because this is the one I'm playing most at the moment. And I will say that it's got absolutely fresh strings on. I am not really a new strings person. I don't like dead strings, but I seem to get a long time out of strings, like a year or two. I've got quite friendly sweat, I think. So they mellow out, then they stay sounding really nice for ages, and then they suddenly die. These are at the not at all mellowed out stage. Unfortunately, I had to put them on because I needed some heavier gauge ones on. For some reason, Stingray comes with 45-100, so I've changed it to 45-105s. The E and the A just felt too loose compared to the other two strings. I'm running through an elderly James-Benz head, set flat. It's pretty uncoloured, so it's not really messing with things. And a big twin too, and I've got the tweeter turned down because I think I often run distortion and things like that with the tweeter up, but that is quite an unusual approach, so I've turned that down. The 12s are on high anyway. You'll get plenty of clarity and you'll hear what's going on. So that was running the distortion way down, so it's just this subtle overdrive. It's very touch sensitive. And that was without the clean blend on at all. So now I'll bring in the clean blend. Okay, so that's with the clean blend brought in. Now let's try. This is so that was the distortion set low to give you a subtle overdrive, and then bring in the clean blend. And the clean blend had the tone knob turned all the way down, so cutting out the mids and the highs from the clean sound, so it's just fattening things up. Now this is the fuzz set low, so low gain on the fuzz, the tilt control tilted more towards the bassy end of things, and the mid's boosted a long way, so it makes the fuzz sound in many ways like a distortion, more like a sort of 70s Sabbathy sort of fuzz sound. So, actually let's go heavy. To bring in the clean blend. Yeah, and taking out the clean blend again there. So it's, again, it's dynamic. Dynamic. But, so, we have had the overdrive, the distortion being an overdrive, we've had the fuzz being kind of more like a distortion than, yeah, the distortion-y end of fuzz, that sound. Right, check this out. Cool thing about this is you've got this distortion pedal, you've got this fuzz pedal, you can choose how much low end weight you pass through them. Depending on the settings, you don't need that clean blend to add weight to the sound because there's already enough weight in the sound. You can EQ them so that the low end doesn't carry on through and you need to bring in the low end with the clean blend. So you've got quite a lot of options there. You can have distortion on its own, you can have fuzz on its own, you can have the two of them together. They really thicken each other up in different ways depending on how the EQ's set and how the gain's set. There's a lot of options. So the way I've got this Machinist here on the right set, those sounds very much work with or without the clean blend. The Machinist here on the left, I would say that most people would not need two of these, but I'm enjoying sandwiching the phaser and the fuzz, and also cascading, but sorry, the phaser in the envelope, but also cascading stuff, things like that. But seriously, most people don't do the weird sort of things I do on bass. I mean, I've got a tremolo pedal, for heaven's sake. Why would anyone have a tremolo on bass? But it's when I'm pretending to be a guitarist or an organist or something. Anyway, here we have, you ready for this? Not all the way by any means. You probably can't hear me talking at the same time as the bass. So that's the distortion with the gain up a fair way, and it's EQ'd in such a way and the gain's in such a way that you do need the clean blend to bring the lows through, as I can demonstrate. I can take out the lows. So it's just a bit thin like that. That's why I got the clean blend. But what we're doing with the clean blend with these settings, I've actually got the tone control all the way up. So if I do this, the high end on the clean sound is coming through, so it really changes the way the distortion works. Yeah, so the high end's coming through on the clean sound, but you're still getting the distortion, so you can do some quite interesting dynamic things with your pick attack or your finger attack or slapping or anything like that. This other setting I've got set up, one of my favourite things to do with a fuzz pedal, it's like this. So with that, we've got the fuzz really scooped out. We're not using the mid boost at all. We've got the tilt control turned up towards the highs, so that's why you're getting that buzzy sound. I've got the tweeter, the high frequency driver, turned down on the Big Twin 2 because that's how I think most people would be using it, but actually I probably have it cracked. I'll just do it for a moment because I really like doing silly synthy fuzz sounds. Maybe not cracked, but maybe most of the way up. Yeah, you've got to really be on it with your muting. Pretty easy when you're not improvising randomly. Off, tweet off. Yeah, cool. So then, the option we've got here is you've got your distortion. Or both of them together. So you can take over the world with that. So hopefully, obviously this is all me randomly making stuff up, very unprepared, with this Stingray, new strings, big twin, so this is going to be the most sort of, well, you've got a lot of clarity and brightness, you've got a lot of honesty there. There is not a lot of warmth here, it's just bam in your face, you know, which I really enjoy. You've got to control it. But what we've shown is that you've got in this pedal something that can be like this. Or this is the exact same thing with more gain. And if that's lacking lows, or you got this thing. You just twist some knobs and it turns into this thing, which probably won't work without the clean blend. It's got some lows. But if you try both of them, so and then you got the triumvirate. So I should be clear that you never need to stomp all three at once. So you'll stomp two, but that clean one, you can always do it another time. You never need to do all three at once because, you know, that would be ridiculous having to do that. So yeah, two at once, and that falls really neatly under your foot. And the nice thing with the two at once thing is you can be like, I want one, or I want that one, or if you already got that one on, you stomp both, and that toggles you across. Stomp both toggles you across, which is quite hard to do unless you've got all your pedals really neatly arranged. So you can toggle between two different dirt sounds, or you can stack your dirt sounds, or you know, stack parallel. They do essentially, they stack depending on your EQ, or often the distortion will fill in the mids on the fuzz, or the fuzz will add top end to the distortion. Lots and lots of different options, so I'm probably now starting to ramble and go in circles. So I will say thank you for listening. This is the Barefaced Machinist. You get them direct from us, from our website here. We are in the UK, we ship everywhere. And the shipping is very cheap on a little thing like a pedal like this. So yes, wherever you are in the world, if you're someone who's wanted a barefaced cab forever, and been like, oh, this is too expensive, too big, or shipping or whatever, but you know, start with one of these. This is your gateway drug to a barefaced life. This is not just a bass pedal, it was designed for bass. Everyone else who works here is a guitarist more than a bassist. I'm a bassist who really doesn't play guitar. I play bass like a guitar at times, but I'm not a guitarist. But they're loving it on guitar. So it's we've also run synth through it and stuff like that. So it is an enormously fun little pedal. So it's made here. The price is on the website. It's quite good value considering you're getting two pedals in one, which can also be stacked in that way. And it was, yeah, inspired by, well, there's a story behind it, but basically, in short, Timmy C from Rage Against the Machine wanted to get some cabs from us. Friend of ours, Tom from Cog Effects, makes cool pedals and uses our cabs, and we said, do you want us to send some of your pedals to Tim? Tom made a custom pedal that he called Take the Power Back, which was like this without the clean bend and with only one stomp switch. And I said, can you make me one like this? And that happened a few years ago, and then we've done some tweakery and fiddling and adjustments and this, that and the other, and finally got it into production. And it's really cool. It is really cool, isn't it? I like it a lot. And as you can hear, it can be taken over the world kind of monster, but it can just as much be a, you know, warmthifying, vintagifying. So yeah, versatile little bit of kit. Maybe the one pedal you need to do everything. Runs on 9 volts to 18 volts. So yeah, I think I've got one set at 9 and one set at 12 actually at the moment. But yeah, obviously more volts, the more headroom. Cool, thank you people. That was a false ending, this is the actual ending. Goodbye, rock and roll. Buy a machinist from us at Barefaced, wherever you are. Come get one. And more videos to come. Tell us what else you want to hear. Different basses, using it with different things, through different cabs, etc, etc, etc. Thank you, goodbye.